Hello, TikTokers. I'm the biblical translator, and I'm not going to speak from the Bible today. I woke up with a thought. Is it possible for a human being to develop the mind and behavior of God? And I say that because being a Christian or a believer, I struggle, and I'm sure many of you struggle as well. And I woke up with that thought this morning and I wondered, how do we develop? What does God's mind and behavior look like? We know that He's pleased with us when we have faith in Him. We know that He's pleased with us when we do not sin. We know that He's pleased with us when we are obedient. When is He angry? He's angry when we sin. He's angry when we are disobedient. He's angry when we do not follow instructions, i.e. the Ten Commandments. And I thought to myself, how dissimilar are we really? I think some Christians believe that they should be docile, that they should allow people to take advantage of them. But if you remember in the Bible, God got angry when people were constantly provoking Him. He gets angry when people do not listen to Him. He gets angry when people take Him for granted. And I thought to myself, that's a bit like me. I don't have the Ten Commandments, but what we have as humans, we have our boundaries. And when those boundaries are crossed, we get upset. We get angry. And then we are chastised, as if, as Christians, we shouldn't get angry. As though we shouldn't respond and speak our minds. And when you think about it, I should have had some examples of when God spoke His mind, but to be honest, He spoke His mind all the time. And when I was looking up the scriptures of where He was pleased when He finished the creation of the world. Not when He started it, not when He was in the middle of it, but when He had completed it, He was pleased with the result. To me, that's telling us that we don't start things and not finish. We don't go halfway and then stop. We have to go the whole hog in order to have a sense of fulfillment, a sense of power, a power over ourselves. So many of us start a road that we don't finish. So many of us, we start doing something, and as soon as there are hurdles, they just abandon it. They disband it. And that's a bit like, when the seeds were thrown, the different types of situations that we were shown in the Bible with the seeds. Some took root, some didn't. And it's about, once again, it's about our conviction. It's about not feeling that we are weak, that we are powerless as Christians. It's about standing firm for what we believe in and who we are. I did write a couple of notes. Let me see what I wrote here. I wrote, when humans are pleased, someone or something has made them happy, satisfied their needs. When God is pleased, He's pleased when we have faith in Him. God was pleased when He created the earth and finished what He'd started. God is pleased when we follow His instructions, i.e. the Ten Commandments. I've also got here the Ten Commandments. What are they? Well, it's no other gods, it's no idols, it's not taking the name of the Lord thy God in vain. Oh my God, Jesus Christ, all of that stuff. It's not. God is not happy when you do that. And that's a bit like when people say, don't call me out of my name. you misspell someone's name, or you call them and you and it's not with the utmost respect, people get angry just over their name. God is no different. It's about keeping the Sabbath day holy. That's about, when you are going to honor the Sabbath, it's about honoring it fully, keeping it holy. That means reverence. Not for 5 minutes, not for 10 minutes, not for an hour. It's about setting that side, the whole day aside, to be holy, commune with God. Honouring your father and your mother if they're still alive, and honouring their memory if they're dead. Thou shalt not kill. God gave dominion over the animals. Does that mean you do not kill a spider or you do not kill a fly? You have to ask yourself, when God says do not kill, what does that mean? When he gives us dominion, we have loaves and fishes in the Bible where people ate fish. They had to kill the fish in order to eat it. So we have to assume that the lesser, there are categories where we have dominion over the animals and the fishes of the sea and stuff like that. So maybe they can be killed. Well, I think they can be killed because they were killed, and even Jesus ate the fishes. So thou shalt not commit adultery. That's, of course, about keeping yourself in control, self-discipline. Thou shalt not steal. That's about not taking anything that doesn't belong to you. If you didn't buy it, it's not yours. And if you take it without asking, it's stealing. Thou shalt not lie. That's about lying in any form. You can pretty it up, polish it up in whatever way. You can lie by omission, but God is listening. God knows it's still a lie. It's about speaking the truth. Thou shalt not covet. That's, stop. So many people look at what people have got and they covet it, not knowing how people have got it. And they want to have what you've got, but without the work, without the due diligence. And that makes God angry when you do not put in the work. You do not produce yourself, but you want what other people have produced or what other people have. So he gets angry when we sin, and he gets angry when we're disobedient. Those are the two main elements. And I think, in a sense, we're the same. We get angry when somebody does something to harm us, when somebody doesn't have our back, when somebody takes us for granted, when somebody disrespects us. We get angry. And we also get angry when people are disobedient. It might not be like adult to child disobedience. But okay, a lot of marriages break up because a wife might say, can you take out the bin, and the husband doesn't do it. Or they say, we're going to meet at a certain place, and the spouse doesn't show up. And it's an accumulation of disobedience, not in the sense that you must write something on the board, and if you don't, disobedience. But disobedience is just about not following instructions. Too many adults are too arrogant to follow instructions. They're too pompous, they're too proud. And it's one of those aspects of God that we need to acquire. We need not to feel too proud to follow instructions, to listen to what people say. Because if we don't listen and we feel we know it all, it's going to be a very lonely road in the end. So what are my commandments? Well, I've only got 3. Thou shalt respect me. Thou shalt not take me for granted. And thou shalt have my best interests at heart. And I think they cover a multitude of sins, those 3 commandments, in quotes. So, can human beings develop the mind and behavior of God? I believe God is just like us, and all he wants is us to respect him, honor him, and obey him. And we're not too far from that ourselves. And that's all I've got to say for now. I got